Well, I was thinking about it today. Well, actually, the other day, that I haven't said anything in a while. I didn't realize, time. I did realize time gets away from you very quickly. But I wanted just to share with you a few things, just real quick. I haven't been able to say it, so that's why I haven't even tried. But my sister passed away on the 8th, and sadly on the 6th, which was the 5-year anniversary of my daughter passing, her daughter-in-law passed away. And, since then, her son and I have been, we just kind of, she's the type that as soon as someone passes away, you got to pack up everything. And we trying to, take care of things the way she wanted it done. And that's, what we've been doing. And we've been running ourselves pretty good. I took care of all the arrangements. And we've just been hanging out at night going, trying to pack things up over there, which is across the street. So it's not that far to travel. And it's made me remember that, like she told me one time, don't you put me in that closet. You got too many people in there now. I didn't realize exactly how many people I had in there, but I have quite a few actually. Because I got to keep a little bit of everything, keep you all close. I hang on so tight you can't get away. I guess the only way to get away from me is to die. But she told me she wasn't going in that closet, so I wasn't even going to attempt to do that. And I did make a decision that it was time to let go. So I have to, I'm working on it. But this was like the final thing for me. I just, I've held on since my mother died 6 years ago, and a couple of friends and that passed away, and last year and this year I lost 2 sisters, and and my nephew's wife of 17 years. It's been a lot, and it finally just broke me. It just finally did. I finally, you know, let, I didn't have a choice. I mean, I just couldn't take no more pain. I just had to let it go. And it was pretty nuts back there. Because I knew if I had ever allowed myself to feel anything, I really wasn't sure if I could get back up again. But, after I was sedated and I woke up the next day, I felt, I don't know, I felt a little relief because I finally allowed myself to feel something. But Dad, I just wanted to let y'all know about that. And I'm going to tell you something else that happened that I think you'll find quite funny, really, because I did. One of the nights when I was over there and came back real late, could have been the night I did that little walk through the garden coming back to the house. But I couldn't get in my house. They did not know I was gone. So, because it was like 2, 3 in the morning when I was walking back across, they locked me out. And I didn't have no keys on me, so, and I didn't want to wake nobody up, so I called a few of them in there to see if anybody was awake. Nobody answered, banged on the door. I rang the doorbell, and then I called everybody again. I walked around the house about 3 or 4 times. I did this for about an hour and 20 minutes or so. And then I the Lord was with me. I called my husband trying to wake him up. Couldn't get him awake. That kind of made me mad now, because as I'm walking, I know there's a lot of guns in that house. And I thought, Lord, they're going to shoot me before. So I better be loud. They'll know it's me and they won't shoot. Or if they do, they'll at least aim good. So I'm walking around, and I'm yelling up at the windows. I took the water hose and sprayed the windows, especially in my husband's room, because now I'm getting cold. I'm hungry. I'm dirty. I'm ready to go to bed. I can't get nobody awake, so I'm surveying windows. I knew some in my room were open, but they're so high off the ground, I needed a huge, one of those extension ladders. And we used to keep mine, outside. Chances are I wouldn't have been able to drag it around, but I was going to give it a try. And then I had a rock room I was working on. I'll show y'all that tomorrow. I had it painted and was working on the words on it. And I thought, well, if worst comes, I'll throw this rock right in the window. But then, I'm walking around looking for something that I could break it. I've never broke in nothing in my life. So I'm pretty bad at it, by the way. But I'm going around looking around the house, finding something to help break in. Well, these are deadbolts, and I couldn't pop them. You can't pop them. And I'm checking, there's not that many lower windows where I can get up in it. But after about the fifth go around, I found this little thing that someone had left out there, like had a thing, a blade, little thing on it. So I thought, well, I'll just saw through the deadbolt. Well, that didn't work. I was on the back lower porch by then trying to work on that door. But then I'm walking around trying to look for windows. I seen one that looked like it might be open on the lower part, and Lord help me, but I cut the bottom of that screen. I went to pulling it up, it wasn't unlocked after all. So I tore up that screen. Then I went back to the porch, banging on that door. Nobody woke up. So I'm looking around, and I noticed that the kitchen window downstairs was unlocked. And I thought, okay, well, I can do this. So, but they had some, like a washer and stuff back there. Well, anyway, I got around all that, and I got back there, and I just had to rip that screen out. I just ripped it out. My son saw it and asked what in the world happened to it, but then, I had to tell him this, and I get up there, and I'm trying to open that window. I can't. I'm not strong enough to push it open. That's how weak I've gotten. So I went back around, get a pole. I found a pole. I went back and wedged it up in there and pushed and pushed and pushed. That took a while, and then I had to, I've never broken in before, but I'm still talking, out there to myself, maybe yelling a little bit, cussing a few of them up in there. And I'm trying to decide, okay, is it better how do you do this? Do you go in head first? And it's quite a distance off the floor there for me. I didn't, I got climbed up on something. That gave me a little bit more. I'm 5'3", so like, I was thinking about it because I'm like, if I dislocate any part of my hip or leg, I'm in trouble. But I'm like, I'm gonna have to try to get my leg up there. Years ago, that wouldn't have been a problem, but at my age, it's kind of, it was, it was a little scary. But anyway, I get up, I get one leg, and then I decide, okay, I better go in head first. But I didn't take my leg down. I left it up there, and I just went on in. I mean, if you can only imagine, just try to imagine. So I get up in there, and then I'm looking down at the floor, and I'm like, oh, I might go straight head down. So I seen a lamp there, and I kind of, just trying to pull on everything, knocked the lamp over, I want you to know, made a lot of racket. Still running my mouth, just fighting words is all. I was just fighting words, making all kinds of noise, knocking things around. And then my shoulders are in the window, and I got one leg in the window, and the other one's still outside. And my phone got up under that windowsill because it was in my pocket, and it hung me up in there. I couldn't, because there wasn't much room, and they hung me up. I was wedged. So I'm there for just really getting upset now. I'm starting to get nervous because I'm thinking about the neighbor. He might have to call. If he calls the fire department, this is going to just be a sight for. They expect all kinds of things. They ain't never seen that though at the house. But I'm not worried about that. But I finally got my hand around enough to get the phone unwedged, which released me from the windowsill, and I went on in, and knocking things down and over, and and I looked out that door, and one of my grandboys was laying there sleeping. Made him a pallet right there, because they all were hanging out that night, and sleeping right at the door I was sawing and cussing at. I want y'all to know that. And nobody woke up. That happened, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm laughing. I did have to laugh at myself, and I really thought my sister had something to do with it. So I made her watch Mary with me. We did her little rerun because I could feel her with me, and I could feel her laughing. So my nephew was like, "Why don't you come back over?" I left the door, just in case. And I thought, because the only room available is hers, and I just ain't ready to go in there and sleep yet. I just can't do it. So the best thing for me to do was break in the house. But that's what I did. But my son saw all the damage, and he told me, he said, I don't think you were meant to do that, but I can also put that on, mark that off my list, a little B&E done, check mark. Didn't get shot, bigger check mark. Made a lot of racket, well, that's a minus. But anyway, I survived, and that's what's been up with me. I've just been, dealing with everything that comes along with everything we've been through, and then trying to make sense out of each day, trying to learn something every day. And I have learned that, things still happen that make us laugh, and still, there's a lot of learning. I think, honestly, I've learned more in the last year than I have my whole life. And I'm not talking, I'm talking inside, just checking in with myself. And I am thankful for y'all, because you all have helped me. I'm going to share a few fit pictures with you in just a minute. And it's just some, you know, just some random pictures that you show. I just wanted you to see the people that have gone, and that, they're the ones that have helped me get to today. I wouldn't be, well, right now, today, we put the trip off because to go to Gulf Shores for a while now, because she was in the hospital and everything going on, you know, but today he was like, no, and I didn't want to go. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to leave everybody like that, but, he kind of pushed his, but I did come, and we're here now, so we'll see how this week, if we get to stay all week. I don't know, it'll be, I just, hope nothing happens. I've got to unwind a little bit if I can, but that's where we're at, and I was just thinking about everyone. I finally checked to see what was going on, but I do thank y'all. So the next little pictures will be them that helped me, I don't know, it is who I am. It's the ones that help me grow, the strength. I feel like, these are some photos that were in my sister's photos, and some of them I had and didn't know it, but anyway, you know how that goes. Everybody's got a life to live, but then I got a few others that'll show you why I can still laugh, because you're going to see, you'll get a kick out of them, and I'll explain one later. But I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all, and I love you, and I know that we all have to go through these things, and we're all in it together. But some like, my husband hasn't really experienced too much, but, one thing's for sure, we're all born to die, and the day's coming, so it don't make it any easier. I mean, I think I could handle my dying better than I can everybody else's, but until I see him again, I guess I'll keep on learning and growing and being who I am and who I was meant to be. So I'll talk to y'all soon.